Are your steps becoming heavier, your balance less certain? Do you yearn for the freedom of strong, capable legs, fearing that time is stealing your vitality? Do not surrender to this thought. The journey to reclaim your strength is simpler than you imagine, and the most crucial understanding, the key that unlocks lasting power, awaits you at the very end of our time together. Stay with me, for this knowledge can transform your path. Root cause. We often attribute the weakening of our limbs, the faltering of our gait, solely to the passage of years. It is a convenient narrative, one that allows us to resign ourselves to a perceived inevitability. But is it the whole truth? Or is it a veil that obscures a deeper understanding, a more empowering perspective? The body, in its intricate wisdom, is a reflection of many things: our habits, our nourishment, our thoughts, and the very way we engage with the life force that animates us. When our legs lose their vigor, it is not merely a matter of aging cells. It is often a sign of a deeper imbalance, a disruption in the harmonious flow of energy and sustenance that our physical form requires. Consider a tree. If its roots are not drawing deeply from the earth, if its leaves are not absorbing the light, can it stand tall and strong? Our bodies are no different. The strength in our legs is not an isolated phenomenon. It is intrinsically linked to the vitality of our entire being. Sometimes the root lies in disuse. The body is a remarkably adaptive organism. What is not used, it gradually relinquishes. If we spend too much time in stillness, not the mindful stillness of contemplation, but the passive stillness of inactivity, our muscles begin to atrophy, our joints stiffen, and the pathways that carry energy and nutrients become sluggish. It is a gentle decline, almost imperceptible at first, but over time, it accumulates. We might find ourselves choosing the chair over the walk, the elevator over the stairs, not out of true necessity initially, but out of a subtle, creeping comfort that slowly erodes our capacity. This is not a failing of age, but a consequence of choice, often unconscious choices made over many years. Reclaiming strength, then, begins with reclaiming conscious movement, with gently reawakening those dormant pathways. Then there is the matter of nourishment, not just in the gross sense of food, but in the subtle sense of what truly feeds our cells, our nerves, our bones. Our modern world, for all its conveniences, can sometimes lead us away from the simple, wholesome sustenance that our ancestors understood. Processed foods, laden with artificial ingredients and lacking in vital nutrients, can create a state of chronic inflammation and deficiency within the body. This internal environment is not conducive to strength and resilience. It is like trying to build a strong house with poor quality materials. Sooner or later, the structure will weaken. Understanding this allows us to see that the solution is not just about adding one or two things, but about cultivating an internal environment where strength can naturally arise and be sustained. It involves listening to the body's true needs rather than the fleeting cravings of the palate or the persuasions of convenience. And what of the mind? Can the state of our mind influence the strength in our legs? Profoundly so. If the mind is burdened with stress, with worry, with a belief in its own decline, this mental state translates into physical tension, into a subtle reluctance to engage, into a hormonal environment that can actually accelerate the processes we associate with aging. Conversely, a mind that is calm, focused, and imbued with a sense of purpose and possibility can create a cascade of positive effects throughout the body. It can motivate us to move, to nourish ourselves wisely, to rest deeply. The connection between mind and body is not a philosophical abstraction. It is a tangible reality that shapes our physical experience daily. When we feel defeated mentally, our body often mirrors that feeling. When we cultivate inner resilience, our physical resilience can also be enhanced. The journey to stronger legs is therefore also a journey of inner cultivation, of tending to the garden of the mind. So, before we even speak of specific remedies or vitamins, it is essential to appreciate this broader context. The weakening is not a single event, but a process. Rebuilding is also a process, one that requires patience, awareness, and a holistic approach. It asks us to look beyond the symptoms and address the underlying conditions in our lifestyle, in our diet, and in our mindset. It is an invitation to re-engage with our bodies with kindness and understanding, to become active participants in our own well-being rather than passive observers of a decline we feel powerless to prevent. This understanding itself is the first step, the fertile ground upon which all other efforts can take root and flourish. Without it, any supplement, any exercise becomes merely a temporary fix rather than a path to lasting vitality. Sun's essence. Now let us speak of the foundational elements, the gifts from nature that support the very structure of our being. One such gift, often overlooked in its profound simplicity, is what we might call the sun's essence, captured within our bodies through the remarkable alchemy of skin and light, and also found in certain foods. I speak, of course, of vitamin D. Its role in calcium absorption is paramount, and calcium, as we know, is the primary building block of our bones. Without strong bones, how can our legs carry us with confidence and stability? They are the framework, the scaffolding upon which our muscles attach and exert their force. If this framework is compromised, becoming porous and brittle, then no amount of muscular effort can fully compensate. The entire structure becomes vulnerable. Many individuals, especially as they advance in years, or if they spend much of their time indoors, find themselves deficient in this vital nutrient. The consequences are not always immediately obvious, but they can manifest as a gradual weakening, an increased susceptibility to fractures, and even a subtle ache in the bones that might be mistaken for simple muscular fatigue or the inevitable complaints of age. The sun, in its generosity, offers this vitamin freely. A short period of mindful exposure to sunlight, allowing the skin to perform its natural synthesis, can be incredibly beneficial. It is not about baking for hours, but about a gentle communion with the daylight, feeling its warmth, and allowing this natural process to occur. This simple act connects us to a primal source of energy and vitality, reminding us that we are part of a larger natural order. Of course, geographical location, season, skin pigmentation, and lifestyle choices can all affect our ability to produce sufficient vitamin D from sunlight alone. Therefore, dietary sources and, when necessary and guided by a knowledgeable practitioner, supplementation become important considerations. Foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines are good natural sources. Fortified foods also exist, though one must always be discerning about the overall quality of such products. The key is to ensure an adequate supply because vitamin D does more than just support bone health. It plays a role in immune function, in mood regulation, and even in muscle strength and function directly. It is a true cornerstone nutrient, fundamental to our physical integrity and our overall sense of well-being. Consider the metaphor of a plant. If a plant does not receive enough sunlight, it becomes pale, its stem weakens, and it cannot stand tall. Our bodies, in their own way, require this inner sunlight to maintain their structural integrity and vitality. When we ensure adequate levels of vitamin D, we are, in essence, allowing our inner structure to be bathed in a supportive, strengthening light. This is particularly crucial for the legs, which bear our weight and propel us through the world. Strong bones provide the reliable foundation for every step, every rise from a chair, every moment of active engagement with life. It is not just about preventing osteoporosis, it is about maintaining a fundamental resilience within our skeletal system that allows for freedom of movement and a reduced fear of falls or injury. When considering supplementation, it is always wise to understand one's own individual needs. A simple blood test can reveal your vitamin D levels, and this information can guide you and your health advisor in determining an appropriate course of action. It is not about indiscriminately taking large doses, but about restoring and maintaining a healthy balance. The body thrives on balance, not excess. This mindful approach to nourishment ensures that we are supporting our body's innate wisdom rather than overwhelming it. So let us honor this essence of the sun, this fundamental pillar of our physical structure. By ensuring its sufficiency, we lay a vital groundwork for stronger legs and a more resilient body, allowing us to walk our path with greater confidence and ease, supported by a framework that is both strong and vital. This is the first step in actively participating in the health of our foundation, vital flow. Having addressed the foundational structure, our bones, let us now turn our attention to what animates that structure, what enables movement, communication, and the very spark of energy within our limbs. For this, we must consider a different kind of nourishment, one that supports the intricate network of our nerves and the efficient functioning of our muscles. I speak here of the importance of nutrients like magnesium, a mineral that is quietly involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions within the body, many of which are absolutely crucial for leg strength and overall vitality. It is a conductor of the body's orchestra, ensuring that messages are transmitted smoothly and that energy is produced effectively. Magnesium plays a critical role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Every time you take a step, tense a muscle to stand, or even just wiggle your toes, magnesium is involved. If levels are insufficient, muscles may not function optimally. They might become prone to cramping, weakness, or fatigue more quickly. Imagine trying to conduct a complex piece of music with an instrument that is out of tune or missing some strings. The result will be compromised. Similarly, our muscles require adequate magnesium to perform their tasks with strength and precision. It also works in concert with calcium. While calcium is crucial for muscle contraction, magnesium is essential for the relaxation phase. This balance is vital. Without sufficient magnesium, muscles can remain overly tense, leading to stiffness and discomfort, which can further impede movement and strength. Furthermore, magnesium is deeply connected to nerve function. Our nerves are the communication highways of the body, carrying signals from the brain to the muscles, instructing them when and how to move. Healthy nerve transmission is essential for coordinated, strong movements. Magnesium helps to maintain the health of the nerve sheath and supports the proper transmission of these electrical impulses. If this system is compromised due to a lack of essential nutrients, then the messages may not get through clearly or efficiently, leading to a feeling of weakness or a lack of control in the limbs. This is particularly relevant for maintaining balance and preventing falls, as quick, coordinated muscle responses are necessary to correct any sudden shifts in our center of gravity. Energy production at the cellular level is another area where magnesium is indispensable. The mitochondria, the powerhouses within our cells, rely on magnesium for the creation of ATP, the body's primary energy currency. If magnesium is deficient, cellular energy production can falter, leading to a pervasive sense of fatigue, not just in the legs, but throughout the body. This can create a vicious cycle. Low energy leads to less movement, which in turn can lead to further weakening. Ensuring adequate magnesium intake can help to support robust energy levels, providing the fuel needed for physical activity and the rebuilding of strength. Good dietary sources include leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. However, modern farming practices and food processing can sometimes reduce the magnesium content in our foods, and certain medications or health conditions can also increase our requirements. Therefore, for many, particularly as we age, paying conscious attention to magnesium intake becomes very important. It's not about seeking a magic bullet, but about understanding the body's fundamental needs and ensuring they are met. Think of it as ensuring the river of life within you flows freely and strongly. Magnesium is like a vital mineral that keeps the riverbed clear, the currents strong, and the water pure, allowing energy and communication to move unimpeded. When this vital flow is supported, our legs feel more alive, more responsive, more capable. They can carry us with greater ease and endurance. As with any nutrient, balance is key, and it is always wise to approach supplementation thoughtfully, ideally with guidance. But understanding the profound role of this mineral in our muscular and nervous vitality empowers us to make choices that support the essential flow of energy and strength within our legs, contributing to a feeling of being more grounded, yet also more effortlessly mobile. Muscle harmony. Beyond the structural integrity of our bones and the energetic flow within our nerves and muscles, there is another crucial aspect to consider for strong, resilient legs: the health and harmony of the muscle tissue itself and the body's ability to manage inflammation. For this, we turn to nutrients that soothe, protect, and repair, such as omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fats, which our bodies cannot produce on their own and must therefore obtain from our diet, play a profound role in maintaining the suppleness of our joints, the responsiveness of our muscles, and the overall calm within our system. Think of them as the gentle rain that nourishes the earth, keeping it soft and fertile rather than hard and cracked. Inflammation is a natural bodily process, a response to injury or irritation. However, chronic low-grade inflammation can become a persistent problem, contributing to stiffness, pain, and a general decline in physical function, particularly in the joints and muscles of the legs. Omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, found abundantly in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as in sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, are renowned for their potent anti-inflammatory properties. They help to modulate the body's inflammatory response, bringing it back into balance. This can translate into reduced joint pain and stiffness, allowing for a greater range of motion and more comfortable movement. When our joints move freely without the grating discomfort of inflammation, we are more likely to stay active, which in turn helps to maintain muscle strength. These remarkable fats are also integral components of cell membranes throughout the body, including muscle cells. They contribute to the fluidity and flexibility of these membranes, which is important for proper cell function, nutrient transport, and communication between cells. Healthy cell membranes mean healthier, more responsive muscle tissue. This can support muscle recovery after exertion and may even play a role in muscle protein synthesis, the process by which muscles repair and build themselves. So, ensuring an adequate intake of omega-3s is like providing your muscles with high-quality building materials and a skilled maintenance crew, helping them to stay strong, flexible, and quick to recover. This is vital for anyone wishing to improve or maintain leg strength, as strong muscles need to be supple and well nourished at a cellular level. Furthermore, omega-3s are crucial for brain health, and the brain, as we know, is the master controller of all our movements. A healthy brain supports better coordination, balance, and proprioception, our sense of where our body is in space. These cognitive aspects are intrinsically linked to our physical ability to move with confidence and strength. If the brain is well nourished with these essential fats, it can more effectively send signals to the legs, orchestrate complex movements, and help us adapt to uneven terrain or unexpected shifts in balance. This connection highlights the holistic nature of strength. It's not just about the muscles themselves, but about the entire system working in harmony, from the brain down to the tips of our toes. Incorporating sources of omega-3s into our daily nourishment is a practice of deep self-care. Whether it's through mindfully prepared meals featuring oily fish, or by adding ground flax seeds or chia seeds to our morning routine, these small acts contribute significantly to the inner harmony of our muscles and joints. For those who find it difficult to obtain sufficient amounts through diet alone, high-quality supplements can be a valuable support, always chosen with discernment and, if possible, with guidance. The aim is to create an internal environment where muscles are not fighting against chronic inflammation, where joints can move with ease, and where the cells themselves are resilient and well protected. This contributes not just to stronger legs, but to a feeling of greater comfort, fluidity, and overall well-being in our physical body, allowing us to move through life with more grace and less resistance. Active path. While the nourishment we provide our bodies through specific vitamins and nutrients is undeniably crucial, it is but one wing of the bird. The other wing, equally essential for taking flight towards stronger legs and vibrant health, is movement. The most perfect diet, the most complete array of supplements, will fall short of its potential if the body remains stagnant. Our physical form is designed for motion. It thrives on it, adapts to it, and in its absence begins a slow decline. Therefore, cultivating a path of mindful, consistent activity is an indispensable partner to nutritional wisdom. It is through movement that we awaken the body's innate capacity for strength, flexibility, and balance. This does not mean one must suddenly embark on strenuous, punishing exercise regimes. In fact, for many, especially those who have been inactive for a time or are managing pre-existing conditions, a gentle, gradual approach is far more beneficial and sustainable. The key is consistency and mindfulness. Simple activities, when performed regularly and with awareness, can yield profound results. Walking, for instance, is a fundamental human movement, accessible to most. A daily walk, even if it begins as just a short stroll around the block, can begin to reawaken dormant muscles, improve circulation to the legs, and gently lubricate the joints. As strength and stamina improve, the duration and pace can be gradually increased. The beauty of walking is its simplicity and its capacity to connect us with our surroundings, turning exercise into a meditative and enjoyable experience. Beyond walking, there are many forms of movement that can specifically target leg strength and stability. Practices like Tai Chi or Qigong, with their slow, deliberate movements, are exceptionally good for improving balance, coordination, and the subtle strength that comes from integrated, whole-body awareness. These ancient arts teach us to move from our center to ground ourselves and to cultivate a harmonious flow of energy. They build strength not through brute force, but through refined control and mindful engagement of the muscles. Simple bodyweight exercises, such as gentle squats, perhaps using a chair for support initially, calf raises and leg lifts, can also be incorporated into a daily routine to specifically target the major muscle groups of the legs. The aim is not to push to the point of pain, but to gently challenge the muscles, encouraging them to adapt and grow stronger over time. The principle of use it or lose it is particularly pertinent to muscle mass and bone density, both of which tend to decline with age if not actively maintained. Regular weight-bearing exercise, even if it's just the weight of our own body, signals to our bones to retain and even build density. It tells our muscles that they are needed, prompting them to maintain their fibers and their contractile strength. This active engagement is what keeps the tissues vital and responsive. It's like tending a garden. If you do not regularly weed, water, and turn the soil, it will not flourish. Similarly, our bodies require this regular tending through movement to maintain their vitality and strength. This active path is not a short-term fix, but a lifelong commitment to engaging with our physical selves. It is also important to listen to the body. Some days we may feel more energetic and capable of more vigorous activity. On other days, gentle stretching or a shorter walk may be what is needed. This intuitive approach, free from rigid expectations, fosters a more sustainable and enjoyable relationship with movement. The goal is to make activity a natural and welcome part of our daily rhythm, like eating or sleeping. When we combine this active path with the conscious nourishment we discussed earlier, ensuring our bodies have the building blocks like vitamin D for bone structure, magnesium for muscle and nerve function, and omega-3s for joint health and inflammation management, we create a powerful synergy. The nutrients provide the raw materials, and movement provides the stimulus for growth and adaptation. Together, they pave the way for stronger, more resilient legs, and a greater sense of freedom and capability in our everyday lives. Spirit strength. We have explored the physical foundations, the nourishment that builds our bones, fuels our muscles, and soothes our joints. We have touched upon the necessity of movement, the active engagement that awakens our inherent strength. Yet, there is another dimension, an unseen force that underpins all lasting transformation, and that is the strength of our spirit, the quality of our mind. Without cultivating this inner landscape, even the most diligent efforts in diet and exercise may only yield superficial or temporary results. The mind, with its beliefs, attitudes, and intentions, is a powerful shaper of our physical reality. To truly build stronger legs, we must also cultivate a resilient, patient, and compassionate inner state. Patience is perhaps one of the most vital nutrients for this journey. The weakening of our limbs likely occurred over many years. a gradual process. Similarly, the rebuilding of strength is not an overnight phenomenon. It requires a steadfast commitment, a willingness to persist even when progress seems slow or imperceptible. Our modern culture often conditions us to expect instant results, quick fixes. But the body operates on its own timeline, a natural rhythm of healing and adaptation. If we become discouraged by a lack of immediate dramatic improvement, we may abandon our efforts prematurely. Cultivating patience means understanding that each small step, each mindful choice, each day of consistent effort is contributing to a larger, cumulative change. It is like the slow, persistent action of water carving a path through stone. Given enough time, the transformation is profound. Alongside patience, we need self-compassion. There will be days when we feel tired, when motivation wanes, or when old habits reassert themselves. In these moments, it is easy to fall into self-criticism or a sense of failure. But this inner harshness is counterproductive. It depletes our energy and undermines our resolve. Instead, we must learn to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer a dear friend on a challenging journey. Acknowledge the difficulty, forgive the lapse, and gently guide yourself back to the path. This compassionate stance creates an inner environment of support rather than resistance, making the journey more sustainable and even joyful. Remember, this is not a race or a competition. It is a personal exploration of your own potential for well-being. The power of belief cannot be overstated. If we deeply believe that decline is inevitable, that our efforts are futile, then this belief system will invariably color our experience and limit our outcomes. Conversely, if we cultivate a belief in the body's innate capacity for healing and adaptation, if we hold a vision of ourselves as strong and vital, then this positive expectation can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The mind influences the body through myriad subtle pathways, from hormonal balances to nerve signals. A hopeful, determined mindset can literally create a more favorable biochemical environment for strength and recovery. This is not about denying challenges, but about focusing our mental energy on possibilities rather than limitations. Visualization, affirmations, and mindful attention to the sensations of growing strength can all help to reinforce this positive inner state. Finally, listen to your body's wisdom. It is constantly communicating its needs, its limits, its preferences. True strength development is not about imposing a rigid regimen upon an unwilling body, but about entering into a respectful dialogue with it. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel, how various movements affect your energy and comfort, when you need rest and when you are ready for a challenge. This intuitive listening allows you to tailor your approach to your unique constitution and current state, making your efforts more effective and harmonious. The spirit's strength, then, is this blend of patience, self-compassion, positive belief, and intuitive listening. It is the invisible scaffolding that supports all our physical efforts, the inner sun that illuminates the path to lasting vitality. When we nurture this inner fortitude, we unlock a power that can truly transform not just our legs, but our entire experience of life. True freedom. We have journeyed through the importance of foundational nutrients, the life-giving flow for our muscles and nerves, the harmonizing elements for our tissues, the essential path of active movement, and the profound influence of a cultivated spirit. Each of these is a vital thread. But the true secret to stronger legs, the most powerful insight that I wished for you to carry from our time together, is not found in any single vitamin, any isolated exercise, or even any one mental technique. It lies in their integration, in the conscious, consistent weaving together of all these threads into the tapestry of your daily life. It is the synergy of these elements, embraced as a holistic way of being, that unlocks true and lasting freedom of movement and vitality. Imagine trying to build a sturdy shelter with only one type of material. If you have only strong pillars but no connecting beams or protective covering, the shelter will be incomplete, vulnerable. Similarly, focusing solely on vitamin D without also considering magnesium or taking supplements while remaining sedentary or exercising diligently but neglecting the power of a patient mind, these fragmented approaches will always yield limited results. The body is a whole system, an interconnected web of physical, energetic, and mental processes. Strength in one area supports strength in others, and weakness in one can undermine the whole. The most profound vitamin, then, is this understanding of interconnectedness and the commitment to address your well-being from this holistic perspective. It is about fostering a conscious relationship with your body, listening to its needs, and providing it with the diverse forms of nourishment and activity it requires to thrive. This journey is not about achieving a specific narrow goal of stronger legs as an end in itself, but about cultivating a state of overall vitality and well-being in which strong legs are a natural outcome. It's about reclaiming a sense of agency over your health, moving from being a passive recipient of aging to an active participant in your own rejuvenation. This requires a shift in mindset, from seeking external fixes to cultivating internal balance and resilience. It means embracing small, sustainable changes in your daily habits, rather than looking for dramatic, quick-fire solutions. The consistency of these small, mindful actions day after day is what accumulates into profound and lasting change. It's the gentle, persistent rain that eventually fills the lake. The final, powerful insight is this: the greatest strength comes from harmony. Harmony between the nutrients you consume, harmony between rest and activity, harmony between your mind and your body. When you strive to bring these elements into balance, you are not just building stronger muscles, you are cultivating a deeper connection to your own life force. You are learning to work with your body's innate intelligence rather than against it. This path requires awareness, it requires intention, and it requires a gentle persistence. But the rewards are immeasurable, not just in the physical capacity to walk further, stand taller, and move with greater ease, but in the sense of empowerment, peace, and true freedom that comes from taking conscious responsibility for your own vibrant health. This is the enduring strength that allows you to navigate the path of life with grace and confidence, regardless of the number of years you have lived. This holistic approach, this commitment to nurturing your entire being, is the ultimate key. It transforms the quest for stronger legs into a journey of profound self-discovery and self-care. It is a path that offers not just physical improvement, but a richer, more engaged, and more joyful experience of living. Embrace this understanding, weave these principles into the fabric of your days, and you will find that the strength you seek in your limbs will be but one reflection of a deeper, more resonant vitality that will support you in all aspects of your life. This is the true freedom that awaits. The journey to reclaim your body's innate strength and vitality is a sacred one, a path of rediscovery. It is not about fighting against time, but about aligning with the timeless wisdom of nature and the profound intelligence of your own being. May you walk this path with patience, with joy, and with an ever-deepening understanding of the incredible capacity for renewal that resides within you. May your steps become lighter, your spirit brighter, and your life richer with every conscious choice you make in service of your well-being. For years, I felt my legs slowly giving up on me, and I thought it was just old age. This message, especially the part about the spirit's strength and not just pills, has brought tears to my eyes. It's like a light has been switched on. Thank you for reminding us that we have more power than we think. I'm starting today, not with a sprint, but with a mindful step.